Well, I am about to go get my hair cut, actually. I'm going to go get my hair cut. I wanted to go up to Indigo really quick. And I told everybody I would bring you a top 10 list. Now, I told a part truth, a half truth. I'm going to bring you a top list. There will be 10 horses on it, but it will consist of 10 other ones. I simply can't do it. I look at, a little spoiler alert, I look at a number 17. Who's 17? Just throwing a number out there. Number 17, High Enterprise. How do I not put a filly that I've told you was my top pick in Ohio, one of my top horses, with no reason not to have her in the top 10 list, other than there were 10 horses that I think are better right now. There are 20 horses. I had 24. I said, I'm going to make 10. I'm going to make sure it's 10 and stick to 10. I wrote down 24 names, and I was like, I don't even know if I can get to 20.
Is there a mask in here?
Yes, honey, there's a mask right there. So I have done my best, but I can only get my top list to 20. So I will give you my top 20. And keep in mind, when I give you 20 horses, I thought I could get to 10 when I made it 24. If I had started with wanting to get to 20, probably would have had 35 on the list. So a big day of training that led to a very difficult, very difficult decision for me. So I made it 20. I'm going to give you, rather than give you my top 10, because there is 10 horses, 10 through 1, but there's also 20 through 10. So I'm going to give you 20 horses that I think have been extremely productive. Now, honorable mentions. I tell you every week, everybody that tells me about the Ohio fillies tells me Whispering Song is one of our best horses. She didn't make the top 20. Sorry, I did my best. I couldn't get her there. Columbus, I've told you guys, we have our next generation picks. I am telling you right now that Columbus, I can see an easy path for him to be our next generation trotting colt. He's not on the top 20 of our horses. And we have good Ohio colts and fillies training down. There's a number of horses on this list. You know, Full Heart's on the list and the usual suspects. But if you would have said to me, is Columbus in your top 20? Absolutely he is. Not from what I see. Not right now. Now, there is going to be some shocks here. And I'm going to tell you what. I didn't just take the easy road and tell you and give you Enzo as number 1. He's not number 1. How you like that? There isn't a human being out there can tell me who number 1 is. You don't know who my number 1 pick is. Think about it right now. I want everybody to take a second and think about who you think my number 1 pick in the entire stable.ca is on March 15th.
I have one.
You're not going to guess the right one, but go ahead.
No.
And don't pick some horse just because it's pretty or has socks or something.
What was it?
All right, come on.
Spitfire Overseas?
Oh, you're close, but no. He hit the top 10, I think. I'm not sure if he did. You don't get a million guesses. I said you get one guess. I'll give you 2 because you're my daughter. All right, guess again. You're wrong. You never got it.
What's her name again? The one that has, that's a pretty blaze down her face.
Sister Solange?
Yeah.
No, she's not number 1. But again, I think she's in the top 10. So at least you got 2 good horses this time. In years past, you would have picked the worst horse in the barn and then got all upset when I told you it was the worst horse. So at least you picked 2 good horses. So, you guys will all. There isn't a human being out there. If you can honestly tell me when I'm done this list that you picked that horse as number 1, I will send you a toque. I have like 10 of them in there.
You get a free toque and write your guesses in the comments.
Dude, it doesn't matter if they write it in the comments or watching the video. You can't do that. If you can honestly, you're on the honor system, if you can honestly tell me that was, you thought Anthony had that horse picked as number 1, now I guess 10 people could scoop all my toques.
Carter might
I'm not giving any more picks. I'm not giving out any more than 3 toques. So the first 3 people that tell me that is exactly who I thought you'd say is number 1, I will give you a toque on the honor system, but you are not going to get it. So, number 20. I got 20 horses here. I'll get through the top 10, like the back 10 quickly.
Tactical Mound.
Shh. Number 20. Crantini. Now, Crantini eked out, just beat out Whispering Song and Columbus, because I think when all is said and done, when everything shakes out, this list obviously is a combination of today, last week, a month ago, but what I see coming down the road too. I could take Enzo or take Brace for Landing. I didn't take either of those horses. And Brace for Landing could be our best horse. I see all the tools are there. He's just got to pick them up and put them back in the box properly, and he could easily be our best horse. You could look back on this and laugh about this list next year. We all picked. Read your handwriting. Stop. We all picked Will to win Hanover last year. All of us. All the riders, all the trainers. I don't think anybody picked anybody other than Will to win Hanover. She hurt herself. But still, you can look back at any of these lists. I'm going to ask everybody for their top 10 list, but I'm giving you 20. Number 20 is Crantini, because when I look at the entire body of work and the potential there and his attitude and work ethic, I don't see any reason he won't be a good horse. His breaks, I don't care about his breaks. His breaks are a learning process for the horse. His work ethic is good. His attitude is good. He's a big, strong colt. He's got a brother that made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, won multiple stakes, was the best horse in Ontario, I believe, at 2. One of them, top 2. No, that year, Luke's, both his 2-year-olds were the top 2. Macho Martini's half-brother, by international money. Crantini, number 19. I got to look for it here. Landing Pad, I put him on here. This is a speculation vote. I see a lot of power and a lot of talent in this colt, and I love his attitude. I love his attitude. It's almost like you can tell he's happy when he's impressed you, and I like that about a horse. Landing Pad's got all the tools also. Fast, good family, great colt. I like everything about him. He's staying at number 19. I put him on my top 20 list. Number 18. Where are you at, number 18? I saw you very earlier. Nope, that's 11. Wow, she's all the way to 11. Number 18, Coupe de Ville. Coupe de Ville has impressed me. You could have put her higher. In fact, the only reason I put her at 18 is because some of the other Ohio fillies I also like that have actually done a little bit more or a little bit higher. That's not true. She has done more work than Smoking Hot Irish Girl, and she's further up the list. Little spoiler alert. Number 18, Coupe de Ville, could easily be cracked the top 10 in very short order. A very, very nice filly with high expectations coming in this season. Number 17 is another filly, High Enterprise. This was my top pick in Ohio. Probably some of you quietly thought she was my top pick overall. Number 17, nice filly. There's a couple of fillies that she's still got to catch up to, but a very, very nice filly. I like her a lot. I certainly don't regret putting her in my top, on my top pick of Ohio and in my top list. 17 might be a little high. Should maybe be a little lower, but at the same time, this is a tough list. Number 17 is High Enterprise. Number 16, Lady All-Star. A lot of people might be surprised to hear that. I am going to stick to picking horses with good attitudes that I like. Lady All-Star, I like. She's got a great attitude. I expect a lot from this filly in 2022 because I see how intelligent she is. I see it all the time when I let her do her work. I'm not going in the car wash yet because I'm gonna lose everybody. So High Enterprise, Lady All-Star is a filly that I like her attitude, and her intelligence is surprisingly pleasant now. She's understanding her work, moving forward, and absorbing what I'm trying to teach her. Not a lot of horses do that. It takes time. The stubborn ones take a lot more time, and usually you have to work hard at the stubborn ones and then finally just drill it into them and they get it. Not that often you see a stubborn horse turn into a receptive animal, and that's exactly what has happened with Lady All-Star. Number 15. Where are you at, number 15? Sipping on My Shine. I just think this horse is a powerhouse. It says a lot. It says a lot that Columbus come in at 21 or 22, yet Sipping on My Shine, who's done less, is come in at 15. I like the way he trained today. He was much more, as I just used the word receptive, he was much more receptive. The What the Hills are a tough nut to crack. They are a tough animal to polish, and it can only be done with elbow grease. Good old-fashioned work, and that's exactly what has gone into these colts. I trained Sipping on My Shine. As I said, he lost a shoe today and didn't get to go in a set situation, which was fine. You know, he can get a little grabby, get a little hot, but did his work today. I trained him faster than any other horse in the stable this year. 226, 225 and a bit, but he did it easy. Just went out and sauntered along. I like this colt. I think the future is bright for him, but a lot of things have to fall into place. If his attitude or his work ethic falters, if he doesn't stay sound, these are things that could really turn him into an afterthought very, very quickly. But right now, he's doing his work very well. Smoking Hot Irish Girl at 14, I just think the sky's the limit. This is Yes's sister. She's had the hobbles on for 2 training trips. I watched her finish up her mile today, and she was all business. I think this is a filly that could turn some real heads in the coming months, in the coming weeks and months here at the stable. Number 13. I made some shuffling here. Where did I put 13? I see number 12. I knew that one. Number 13. Did I jump over a 13? Where did 13 go? I don't see a 13 now. I need a 13 to get to 20. 1, 12. What's going on here? Am I blind?
What?
I see 12. I see 11. I don't see a 13. 1, 2. Oh, I jumped over a horse. I'm going to have to put him at 13. Jeez, that's really low for this guy. Let's see if I have to make some last-minute finagling here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get him into the top 10. But I am going to move him with 1 horse. So I'm going to make number 13 Mo Power Baby. And I'll tell you why. I had her at 11 a minute ago, but she's not as good as Carter right now. Carter Michael Dio is going to come in at 11. All right, a little spoiler alert. But let's stick to 13. Mo Power Baby has been fantastic. You guys haven't seen her lately. Quietly becoming an extremely talented, strong filly. She made a noise the last time we trained her. We changed her headgear. We put a snake cord on her. Johnny said today she was awesome. I said, any noise? He said, not a whisper. So, Mo Power Baby's a horse you're going to start paying attention to very closely. You haven't really seen her show up great on a number of drone videos yet, but you will very soon. Mo Power Baby's no joke. She's a serious filly. This is one of our highest hopes for Indiana this year. We got a couple we like, but Mo Power Baby looks fantastic. Number 12, Full Heart. I would think it's fair to say she's our top Ohio bred right now. The fillies are ahead of the Colts, and the top of the food chain for the fillies right now is Full Heart. Now, Smoking Hot Irish Girl, Smoking Hot Irish Girl, High Enterprise, and Coupe de Ville are all snapping at her heels. I'm missing one also. She didn't make the list, that's why. But really talented filly. I like everything about Full Heart. Pretty hard not to like her. She is a powerhouse. Number 11 is the horse I jumped onto the list. I missed him. Carter Michael Dio. I'm looking quickly. I can't get him in. Yeah, I could have switched with 1 horse, but we'll leave him at 11 for now. This is a horse that I think could be one of our 1, 2, 3 best horses in all of 2022. This is how hard this list was to make for me. Carter Michael Dio, I don't think I can articulate it properly without gushing over him. He's a very powerful, strong colt. This is a colt that's trained down on snowy and icy tracks with flip-flops all year. He made a break today, but jumped over a bell boot that was discarded on the track from another horse. And just a really nice colt. Really, truly belongs to be in the top 10. Yes, I could have switched him with number 9. I could have switched him with number 10. I'll leave him at 11 with an asterisk. He really should be in the top 10. Number 10, Tactical Mounds. I'm gonna tell you right now, I almost put this filly at number 1. That's how much I like her. That's how much I like her gait, her attitude, how powerful she is, the way she's put together, the tenacity she's shown to get back into the mix after being off a month with a very serious injury. Not serious in the sense that it was career ending, but she had ripped her knees wide open, had them stitched closed, had to let it heal, stood in the stall, and then to catch up and pass a lot of horses and really stamp herself as one of the best fillies in the barn is something else. This filly is no joke. If you don't factor in the downtime, just take her for what she is a serious competitor. If you at all give her any sort of leeway for the time off, which you have to, I really did. It popped into my mind to put her on number 1 at one point. That's how talented I think this filly could be. But number 10, Tactical Mounds. Number 9 is Tailgate Buzz. He could go anywhere in the top 10 list. And really, I have to be honest, a little caveat, I never go with this horse, and that might play a role with him being in the 9 slot and not much higher. Johnny mauled them again today with them. He looked very, very good and has become a very, very nice colt. To the point where, you know, I did field some emails. Marco and a couple of my partners on the colt had messaged me last week to say, geez, you know, we should stake him a little heavier. I don't know if I agreed at the time. I can easily make a case for it, though. So we did end up paying him into a few more stakes. I've been very pleased with him. I don't know why it's so surprising to me. I shouldn't use words like surprise or shocked. This is Tipsy and Dixie's brother, Taiwan's full brother. Should not be shocking that this colt is turning heads. I'm telling you, this is a nice-looking colt. All the way up to 8. He hasn't cracked the top 8 yet. Brace for landing. Colt looks amazing on the track. But again, I don't think you can tell me any one of the top 7 that he belongs ahead of just yet. That's how steep, that's how deep our program is right now in 2022. Now, it's March. I know everybody's saying, oh, easy, Anthony, it's March. You're right. You're 100% right. It's March the 12th. I don't want to be... Maybe I'm using words that are too aggressive for March. Maybe I'm painting a picture that's too bright for March. But it's my picture. I'll paint it how I want. You take it with a grain of salt. It is March, right? And it's not even March 15th yet. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. There's a lot of field between here and July 1st, right? There's a lot of work to be done. A lot of hearts to be broken. And a lot of smiles to make. And I'm going to tell you what, I'll make my list how I want. I'll be optimistic if I want. You guys can be as you can have as little optimism as you want. You can stay as grounded as you want. I am the eternal optimist, and I'm super pumped about the horses I see on this list. Number 8, Brace for Landing, looks amazing. Very happy with him. He is a little immature as compared to some of the other horses, but that's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Super pumped with Brace for Landing. Number 7, the list is going to get deep, and I'm going to explain why here in a minute. Landing Strip, I did have some concerns. The last 2-3 times we trained him, maybe 4, definitely on the drone. I told everybody, got to get him to the vet, want to get him checked out. Just not doing it proper. Not perfect. We were about to go on the track today, and I said, I wanted to put the hobbles on Landing Strip. I just don't think he needs them yet. But let's put them on him. I haven't got a vet appointment for him yet. Let's put them on him. So I went out, was sipping on my shine, lost the shoe. I went in to get the shoe fixed. When I come out, they're training, right? And good on them, because I was worried they were going to wait. I'm glad they didn't. So they had already started their mile. Landing Strip come first over and looked awesome. I couldn't see who won. There was 4 of them across the track, but they were smoking on the end of it. And as I went to turn to go my mile, was sipping on my shine by himself, Mario gave me the old thumbs up. He said, perfect. Totally different horse. He went with him last week. He said the horse was amazing. I'm bringing him in at 7 because if you go back and look at the videos, November, December, when we first started going into January, when we first started going with them, I had told you guys this horse looks like a monster. This is Pinkman's brother. It's no joke, this family. And this horse here, now that we got him on the straight and narrow, he could be any kind of horse. I am super, super pumped watching Landing Strip train today. Number 6, Spitfire Overseas. Probably one of the most underappreciated horses in the entire stable. I told you a second ago, Carter Michael Dio belonged in the top 10. I almost switched him with this horse. But again, that other voice in my head saying, come on, that's not fair. This horse looks great every week. He is probably weight-wise, height-wise, the biggest 2-year-old we have. And you might not notice that when he's training. I don't notice it sometimes until I walk by his stall and say, what is that thing eating? He's massive. Spitfire Overseas is a big, big colt and really should not be able to get around Tomiko Training Center the way he does. He was a winner today. Looked awesome. Has looked great almost every week we've trained him since we started training. This horse belongs at 6. Maybe even a little closer, but definitely a 6. Number 5, Sister Solange looked great again today. Always looks good. This filly is a serious competitor. This is another Father Patrick. I don't want to rock the boat, so I'm not going to say a word. But this Father Patrick looks absolutely fantastic. Sister Solange, super pumped very, very, very happy and feel very lucky that we have Sister Solange in our barn. I know it's March and I want to stay in my lane, as they say, but it's a serious filly. Really, really nice filly. Number 4, another Father Patrick. So you know Enzo's in here somewhere, right? All 3 Father Patricks have hit the top 5. All 3. And I was very aware of it. When I made the list, I'm like, really? I really scrutinized these 3 horses because they were our only Father Patricks. We have 3. 3 of them are in the top 5 right now in our midst. Merchant Man comes in at number 4. He looked good today. Very early. He made a break today. So why, you might ask yourself, Anthony, why, if he made a break, looked ordinary last week, why would you possibly believe you could put him in the top 4? I'm going to tell you why. We put the hobbles on landing strip after Merchant Man went. 2 different breeds, 2 different horses. But after watching him come to life and knowing that Merchant Man needs the hobbles right now, I'm taking a look at everything. I still believe that Merchant Man could be our best horse. I still believe it. I've said it to you before. I'll likely say it to you again at some point, but he could be our best horse. He is very, very, very powerful. He's made breaks and struggled in the turns a little bit. The hobbles will go on him next week. And I said this in the other video I made. Mark my words, Merchant Man will turn your head next week. I could be wrong. There could be egg on my face. But I'm telling you now, 7 days out, if we drone next Saturday, I'm trying to drone next Saturday if the weather permits. I don't know if it is. You don't need to send me an email saying, Anthony, it's going to rain or it's going to be windy. If it is, it is. If we train next Saturday, my prediction is Merchant Man will turn your heads. Enough said. Merchant Man, I think, is easily number 4 and could be our best horse. See if I'm wrong. Now it gets interesting. Number 3, Cutie Cumber. You didn't see that coming, did you? No, you didn't. Cutie Cumber, Amy went with today and was closing in. Now, I had Enzo in neutral halfway down the lane, but Cutie was coming to me quickly. She looks so, so powerful, so, so good. I'm not biased. I don't think we own any of Cutie Cumber, if I'm not mistaken. I don't. I mean, my wife and I don't think we do. Just a killer of a horse. Just so impressed with this filly. She just looks so, so good. I really believe she belongs at 3. I'm happy that Amy gets along well with her. She comes up to drive her every week. She loves up to, because she's down in Shed Row 10 and Cutie Cumber's in the top barn. Keith takes care of Cutie Cumber, and she just, every time I see her on the track, she just screams power. And I really, really love this filly. Cutie Cumber, I believe, easily number 3. Now, you know who, I told you Enzo wasn't 3. He had to be 2. I could have put Enzo at 2. I could have. There's just this horse that always catches my eye. I'm going to talk about that horse in a minute. So Cutie Cumber's in at 3. Enzo's number 2. You guys should know why I like Enzo by now. Here's the scoop on Enzo Aguayo.
Whatever his name is.
He does absolutely nothing wrong and everything right. He is the picture of perfection on the track. Now, he wears the trot and hobbles, so you can say, Anthony, come on, he has the trot and hobbles. Clearly, he doesn't. Yeah, okay, you win. He wears the trot and hobbles. You're right. He's fast, he's quick, he's durable. He does not make breaks right now. He does everything proper. He's quiet when you need him to be quiet, and he is aggressive when you need him to be aggressive. Enzo could be my number 1, but I wanted to shake things up, and there was a horse that always just catches my corner of my eye. And I don't go with this horse that often. And you can see that I'm not being gender specific because it's a filly. But I'm going to tell you right now, Enzo Aguayo could easily be my number 1 pick. But I was going to throw everybody a curveball, and I'm going to tell you why.
Please.
I'm going to tell you why. Una Madonna is why. Una Madonna is a filly that has made mistakes. She has had off days. She was sick, then she got hurt last week a little bit. She's fine now. But when I see this filly go, there's just something about her. When I watch her on the track, speed is no issue, ever, with this filly. Never an issue with this filly. Power is always evident. Yes, she can be cranky. Yes, she absolutely has a chip on her shoulder. But it just seems when you factor in the breeding, what I saw in that yearling video, what I saw, this was my top pick in Lexington. The strongest sale in North America and my top pick. And I wasn't deceived. What I saw in that yearling video, what I saw in the catalog, what I saw when I went to look at her in her stall, it all translated over. There were days when we first started and she was kicking, and she could be a real cow some days. There were days I was like, ooh, I don't know about her. We put the hobbles on her, and she was immediately a monster. And I mean within moments of wearing the hobbles, she was a monster. So, Una Madonna is my #1 pick as I enter the car wash here on Saturday. I could be wrong, and there are certainly more horses that just on today's prowess garner more respect than Una Madonna. There are more horses that I could say are my #1 pick, but I'm not. There's a voice in my head that says Una Madonna. I need more capital. That says Una Madonna. She is my #1 pick thus far into March 2022. None of you are getting Tukes, I guarantee it.